The next 48 hours are going to be absolutely crucial for any person in the crypto market. And this has been said many times before, but let me tell you, this time is quite different. We are on the verge of the craziest altcoin season we have probably ever seen. But on the opposite side, there's one specific date, exactly 2 days from now, that could crush our dreams at least for a little bit, depending on what happens on that day. If you've been watching my videos for a while, especially the last 48 hours, you probably have seen me talk about selling some of your coins to potentially buy the dip today, tomorrow, a few days from now. And that's all because of one very crucial event that could make or break anything. And I mean, I still think that regardless of what happens here, coins are about to freaking send. But that doesn't mean times won't get more up. But let me show you. In 48 hours, we have ourselves the FOMC meeting, the Federal Reserve interest rate decision. And a lot of you guys can probably not sense the importance here, but let me tell you that regardless of what number comes out, expectation is a 25 base point rate cut. Regardless of what comes out, the markets will do something crazy on this date. They always do. Every single time some of these important inflation data pieces come out, the market does some shenanigans, and this time will probably not be any different. Let me just say this. The reason over the past few days I've been saying, hey, it's probably wise to sell some of your coins in massive profit is, first of all, we can see the market's down basically 10%. Some coins are down 4%, but let's say a lot of coins are down like 10%. So that proves my point. But more importantly, because even though the medium outlook, 3-month time span, 2-month time span is crazy bullish, it's these few days that are sometimes very scary. And right now, it's just proven itself. Now, if you've been using my bot strategy, it's a little bit less of a concern because they automatically buy and sell all the time regardless. And so, the profit kind of evaporates significantly less, or at least when the market moves back up, at least a lot of the profit is gathered right back. And by the way, if you're looking for any of the trading platforms I'm using, you can always check out the links down below. Here's, for example, Pionex, which is the one I'm trading all these bots on. It's all automated. It's all very simple. And you can see all the results for yourself with the links down below. Anyway, some more, I'm going to say trouble in paradise, which is a double-edged sword, is this. News came out that Multicoin, who was the biggest company buying Solana public, who are actually buying cryptos right now, like these last few days, in terms of announcement hype, has just announced that they're done purchasing 6.8 million Solana at an average price of $232 for a total price of $1.58 billion. Now, the reason I'm saying this is quite bearish is because people were waiting for these guys to buy everything on the market, and now that that's done, there's a little bit less reason for Solana to pump on a different angle. And this is one very notable point. This is just the start probably. And even though they're one company with one raise, well, a few companies really together, but anyway, with one raise, this will most likely set a precedent, just like how 𝗕𝗠𝗪 had first announced, for example, a $5 billion raise to buy more ETH, and then quickly afterwards set another $20 billion raise goal. That's what I said the last few weeks is the biggest factor for moving the crypto needle from being institutionally interesting to institutional craziness, where I also think the crypto market will fall from. And I think that this is just the start, especially because they realize now the amount of hype they were able to gather. It makes sense. The moment they announce another 15 billion raise or some stupid number, something crazy, that again, if this keeps going well, which right now it's doing pretty freaking good, that it's going to be an absolutely successful beast, and it can also push Solana past the first boundary. And the thing you got to understand as well is these guys will defend these numbers. They'll defend the freaking barriers of their price. And just like with 𝗕𝗠𝗪, at some point, their earlier average prices are so low that every single person who got in on the investment is so happy that raising money is going to be just the next logical step. And you have to understand that at this point, even though I may sound bearish right here, I may sound not as optimistic as you would presume, please consider this is all coming from a perspective that the crypto market is about to absolutely pop off over the next few weeks. You don't even have to be smart. You just have to be humble enough to acknowledge what people with more money than you are buying. And as it currently stands, they're raising billions of dollars to buy these coins like Solana here. It's just sometimes that simple. Realize they're raising billions of dollars for some pretty good reason. You don't even have to understand that reason, just follow the money, because I always say like this. Sure, there's billions of dollars invested into garbage and they're often wrong, but when it comes to this crypto space that is still so small, it just makes sense to follow that money. And again, here they're only up like a few percent or something on their sole purchases, but this few percent for TradFi can be multiple months of work, which is absolutely huge. Before we talked about Athena, before we talked about quite a few different coins that had some good risk-reward ratios, right now, they've reset themselves a little bit again. You know, the market is right now stale, pretty much sideways, going into the FOMC, and that's why I said a few days ago, sell perhaps in around this time. But anyway, if we're talking in terms of price, my analyst shared a couple of interesting updates today. And for XRP, we pulled back faster than anticipated towards the 200 EMA. We wicked it and went back up, but still near it, whilst all the time inside a local support zone, which is basically this gray box right here. And the fact that we're leaving the range right now is actually quite a positive thing before the meeting. So the chance of having a fake out wick before the Wednesday meeting actually happens has been decreased. When it comes to Bitcoin, we are losing some momentum going into, of course, Wednesday. The idea here is basically that we are all worried about Wednesday's announcements and that a little bit of a move towards the downside before continuing, which is the more important part, upwards, you know, a little downside move on the short term is not going to be strange. A lot of people are waiting for Wednesday and basically afterwards. If not the following Wednesday or just before Wednesday, they're going to still be buying, and that's the thing. Like I said at the start of the video, people are very, very fearful over this announcement, but afterwards, the bulls have basically already taken over, and we consider that for almost any one of the coins. The same can basically be said about Ethereum. We also pulled back to support, are lingering very close to the 200 EMA right now. And one of the worrying points is that over on the 2-day chart here, we've actually not bounced back to support, which could be worrying going into Wednesday's events, but regardless, overall market, our market outlook is extremely nice right now. And a big part of that, I would have to say, mostly because of all these recession warnings, because of all these little updates of these traditional banks and companies coming out saying, oh, be cautious, partially just around Wednesday's Fed rate cut announcement, but also partially for what could happen afterwards. Then again, take a look at this. JP Morgan warns the Fed's next rate cut could be a sell the news event that tanks stocks. We're not sure. And I'm not stating that this is necessarily going to be a bearish case for cryptos, but that's why I keep on saying be careful around this Wednesday. Two additional pieces of news I found quite interesting were one, this. London Stock Exchange Group executes its first blockchain-powered transaction. The more I think about announcements like this, the more I just realize this entire space is going to change so much over the next few months. How can you be bearish? But to back that up, you know, the institutions, really right now when it comes down to it, they're buying so much freaking crypto. It's absolutely insane. Crypto funds post $3.3 billion in weekly inflows, pushing the assets under management to nearly $240 billion. Anyway, some additional announcements I've been reading on the left here are actually quite interesting as well. Standard Chartered said Ethereum to benefit more from digital asset treasuries buying than Bitcoin or Solana. Interesting thought process, but together with that, a Bitcoin treasury firm Strive adds industry veterans to the board and launches a new $950 million capital initiative. So again, more of these treasuries coming up for Bitcoin. And MetaMask just launched MUSD stablecoin, goes live as number of dollar-packed tokens grow. And by the way, if you're wondering about my earlier statements of how much these guys are trying to raise to buy more, Forward Industries kicked off their 1.6 billion Solana treasury with 6.8 million SOL. Start of it, right? I mean, it's a kickoff. This will most likely get way crazier. Tom Lee, we talked before about a few billion and 5 billion and 20 billion. Tom Lee's Bitmine tops $10 billion in Ethereum holdings as their treasury goes to 2.15 million ETH. I'm telling you right now, for this whole craze, I still think we're quite early into it. Sure, there's going to be some interesting shenanigans when it comes to perhaps eventually a new, or I guess multiple new announcements of, hey, perhaps they're going to short their actual own stock, or perhaps they are in a sketchy position when it comes to liquidation prices. But here, another announcement. Helios Medical Technologies soars 250% on $500 million Solana treasury raise led by Pantera Summer Capital. Yeah, I don't know. I feel as if you just follow the money, things are actually quite easy. And if you're wondering, when does the money flow to my token of choice? Maybe soon, maybe never. But the thing is, right now, there's the season for it. So I'm watching all the announcements. I'm putting all my feet. I'm not sure why I'm talking about feet here, actually. You know what? To not stay around this feet talk, if you've not done it yet, make sure you give me a little follow over on Instagram. I just made a new post. I was skiing in the summer for the first time. Matter of fact, it's actually my first time skiing as well. And post a little post about it. If you want to, go ahead and give it a little comment. That would be very much appreciated. Why not? And a little funny side note, man, has Pepe been going down today. If y'all did not remember, a few days ago, I opened a new Pepe bot because I was quite excited about it. Or actually, I just added to it. But all of a sudden, that one is tanking. Pepe has been going down with the freaking ship. And that's the funny thing. Sometimes when the market ain't that hot, a lot of your coins just keep going down and you're thinking, damn, what do I do? Well, funnily enough, if you've got some longer term proper strategies, you don't really have to do much at all. I mean, if I look, for example, at my older bots, let's look at the main stack, for example. These bots have been running for a few months. It's actually quite hard for some of these to, let's see, my main bot stack, here we go. It's actually quite hard for these to get back into a loss because they've been running for such a long amount of time that they've generated me so much in-grid profits. Again, we put 55K in. Even though XRP is down 20% from its high point, right? We're still in $61,000 worth of profit. Bitcoin, take a look at this, 130 days. We cashed out so much already, and it's in so much trend P&L because we started this one at 94. That it's quite hard for this one to get wrecked. It only get wrecked at 70,000. And so it kind of goes on and on and on. And that's, again, the power of giving it some time. Ethereum here, it will only get wrecked at 2,300. We're up $30,000 on it. And some of the older bots, like the old XRP bot I had, is in an even better situation. It's actually quite crazy when I start breaking it down. Look at this. Liquidation price, $49,000 a Bitcoin, $1.2 in XRP. For SOL, $70 a SOL. I don't think those levels will ever be hit. And that makes life a lot easier because I don't really have to look back at this too often. It just keeps gridding out, keeps cashing in more profit, and I'm loving it. But yeah. Anyway, that was about it for this little crypto update. Anyway, those are my thoughts right now. I have so much more stuff to cover. I'm looking at all the crypto news that's out there, and there's so much. But really, when it comes down to it, the most important thing to watch out for is by far the Wednesday's FOMC. It's going to be the pivotal factor. So again, how I'm playing it, for the most part, I said these couple of days are sell days. And then right afterwards, if we either dump on that day or if we get another massive pump going, both of those scenarios is just buy days again. But the thing is, we are trying to wait off a little FOMC shock where potentially the market crashes a little bit on that day and the next few days afterwards. But again, from that point on forward, we'll be buying back in because we still see the medium outlook as being towards the upside. And I'm very crazy freaking bullish on this stuff. But again, make sure you check out the links down below if you're looking for a platform to trade on. Maybe support my Instagram if you want to. And that's about it.